What's your whole? Tell us about yourself.
My name is Scott Larson. I am a illustrator from Chicago, and I've been working in comic books. What year is it now? I've been working in comic books for over a decade. I started self-publishing my own book back in 2016, and I go to different conventions. And I talk to some really, really, really great people like yourselves, and I'm basically here to make a lot of friends.
Oh yeah, that's super cool. How'd you get your start making comics?
I started working for somebody who was an inker for Marvel Comics, and I was doing what was called spotting, which was adding the blacks to the comic pages. And so he would give me these pages, and then I would just like color in the little black areas. But I was always interested in doing comics, and I knew when I was real little that that's what I wanted to do.
That's so cool. What's your favorite comic?
The Amazing Spider-Man is my favorite comic, and he's my favorite character.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything else you'd like to plug?
Sure, I'd love to tell you about my book if I could.
I would love to hear about it.
Okay, so my book is called Visitations. Visitations is modern history as seen through the eyes of the residents of an old Victorian cemetery. The characters are based on real monuments in different cemeteries around the world. They have adventures while history grows and changes in the background. It starts at the turn of the century and it goes to present day, or however long I live. I don't know what ending is coming first. And every issue does something different. So this one is the first issue. It is an introduction to the characters. The second issue, which is a little bit thicker, and there's a reason for it, is it's all double-page spreads. And whoever is reading it is required to move it around and around and around. The third issue is a point of view story. So whoever is reading it is the main character, and the main character ends up in a really bad place and sees murders. The fourth issue is fully painted, and it comes with a link to a downloadable audio file, which is the same story told from a different perspective in the style of a 1940s radio show. So there's actors playing the parts, and there's like music, and there's even a big commercial in there. The fifth issue is a couple of different comic strips. One is a comedy comic strip. One is an adventure strip. And then they meet in the middle and become one story. The sixth issue is told in newspaper headlines. The seventh issue is a flip book. On one side, it continues the story that starts in number 6. Then on the other side, it is the origin of the characters. And then the 8th issue, which got moved over for some reason, is a gigantic battle in the cemetery. And anybody who is interested in reading the first issue for free, I have a sign up for a digital copy right there.
That's so cool. How'd you get the idea to do it in so many different styles?
Well, the idea for the book itself actually came from the fact that I was walking through a cemetery where I have some ancestors that are buried. And as I was walking through the cemetery, I saw these really strange monuments, and one of them looked like this. And I went to bed one night, and I woke up the next day, and the first issue was in my head. And so I thought, well, I'm going to run with this. And I wanted this all to be something different, to go back to your original question. And so I figured if I was going to do the book by myself, and I was going to self-publish, I could do anything I wanted. And so in those things that I wanted to do, I thought, I'm not going to do what other people are doing. I'm not going to adhere to their rules. I'm going to do something different with all of it. And so with the one that turns, for example, there was a book about World War I that was unfolded. And it basically went all the way from the end of that aisle to the end of that aisle. And I really wanted to do that. But it was so hard to do. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to make a turn. And then I got the idea for doing this because there was a comedy troupe in Chicago, an improv group, that were doing like podcasts that were like old radio shows. And I thought that's really cool. So I enlisted them to do this. And I just tried to do something different with every one.
Well done.
The problem with it is now people are expecting it and they're asking me what the next one is going to be. And then the other thing about that is I'm running out of ideas. So I have to continually come up with like new and crazy ideas to do this stuff.
That's fair. Out of curiosity, just because I am a fan of, improv troops and podcasts and old time radio, which particular group did you get to do?
So they were called, I've got it listed here actually. Locked into Vacancy. They're actually defunct now, but it was live, and it was Locked into Vacancy Entertainment is what they called themselves. And I don't even think their website is still up. And as a matter of fact, the audio was on their website, and then their website was on. So they had sent me the audio, and I put it in a Google Drive, and so the address on here is for a Google Drive file.
Wild. Thank you so much.
Oh,
That's
you're
so
very
cool.
welcome.